Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at whether it's worth it being free to play in DBZ Dokkan Battle, and whether you can be free to play in DBZ Dokkan Battle, whether it's worth it, how it works, everything like that. So what does free to play mean? Well, free to play means you don't spend money. So you don't spend money on the game, you don't buy stones, you don't buy special packs, you don't buy tickets. Now I have spent money on the game. I spent $50 on the game when I first started out. I don't spend money on the game anymore. I have not spent money on the game since starting the YouTube channel, and I think about 2 years before that. So I think the last 7 or so years I haven't spent any money. Like I said, I spent about $50 in total. So when it comes to being free to play, the number one question is, can you be free to play? Is it worth it? Are you having too hindered an experience? And I think that's important to consider. It's not just about whether you can have, or do certain things. It's about whether you can actually enjoy the game. And I think in Dokkan you can. I think genuinely in Dokkan you can enjoy the game as a free to play. I've completed every challenge event pretty much as it comes out. Over the last 7 years or so, and I've felt hindered at times, but just forced to think of different strategies. Usually the game gives you at least one solid alternative, largely through easy A's and super easy A's. So that's your big benefit when it comes to Dokkan. They have a great system for making all the units relevant, with Extreme Z Awakenings, Super Extreme Z Awakenings, Skill Orbs, Link Leveling. There are ways to increase your power for all the units to hopefully give you enough strength to get through the event. If I talk about how Dokkan and its free-to-play system works, I would have to say that that's largely where you benefit, but it's a benefit that only really comes over time. As a new player, you will generally feel a little bit hamstrung. If you start the game now and you don't get any premium units from the latest big celebration, you can feel a little bit hamstrung. Like if you were to start right now and summon on the Goku, on the Frieza and Gogeta banner, and the Broly banner, you'll probably be okay. As long as you get those units, or the most relevant units on those banners. But you won't have access to a lot of easy A's. You won't have access to a lot of the older units that get buffed up. And this is where the biggest benefit to being free to play is time. So in Dokkan, the longer you play as a player, the easier it is to be free to play. Whether you start out spending money or don't spend money, or you stop spending money, the longer your account runs, the easier it is to take breaks of spending, or just stop spending in general, or just never start spending. Ultimately, at the end of the day, Dokkan rewards loyalty, login bonuses, all the units Zenkais, free to play Zenkais, and I would say it is definitely worth being free to play in Dokkan. Like, you can have a good time, provided you are completely understanding that it's more a long haul kind of thing. That can push players away when they first start. But what I say to people is, don't rush your experience. You don't have to rush. You can just enjoy the game. There's tons of older scaling content now. There's so much endgame content for players to chew through from way back when in Dokkan, that honestly it's not impossible to just join the game and spend hours upon hours of chewing through all the content, experiencing things. And when you summon, you never know, you may get lucky. There's tickets now, there's discount coins, there's lots of different protection mechanics that we didn't have back in the day that we do have now. So being a new player and starting on a banner, you have a very high chance of getting that premium unit. So in that sense alone, things are pretty good for free to players, especially those starting out. The only thing that I would say, honestly, is that when it comes to being free to play, you do eventually learn to time your summons a bit more. It's about kind of maximizing your summons, the big celebrations, your anniversary, your worldwide celebration. These are where you score big. Your SS4 Gogeta that I got, you kind of know to build and save up for them. It's a little kind of thing in the back of your mind. But aside from that, honestly, whether you like a unit or not, it's up to you. And Dokkan's curve moves laterally, so as long as you're getting recent units, chances are those units will clear most of the recent content. And so, in that sense, as long as you get something within the last 6 months, you're probably okay.